Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another 2-for-1 review recipe video for you. A few weeks ago, an Amazon company called Newness contacted me and asked if I would like to review some of their products. Newness is a strictly Amazon selling company. They've been selling with Amazon for about 7 years, and they specialize in kitchen gadgets, which I love. Because I am crazy about kitchen gadgets. I'm always looking for new kitchen gadgets. The kitchen gadget that they wanted me to review is their stainless steel manual hand thrust whisk. It's supposed to help take out a lot of the arm work when it comes to whisking your recipes together, which is great if you're like me. I have issues with my shoulders, so anything that can help eliminate or lighten the whole whisking, turning, churning process is always a plus for me. So as always, the link to this product and the link to the Amazon Newness store will be in the description. If you use the link that is in the description, you will get a 20% discount off of your purchase. And for a very limited time, they are having a 50% off the original price purchase. But that is a very limited time. Before you click on that link, then spend time checking it all out. Let's see if the product is worth checking out. So here is the box it was shipped in. This is a huge box for a whisk. Hopefully it's not like the Darwin company and they send me something different than what they said. Lots of balloon wrapping in here, but that's good. That means that they're keeping their product protected. Ah, there it is. Little box underneath all that. Let's open the little box and here it is, the Newness stainless steel hand push whisk. On their website, it's called an egg whisk because its primary function is to whisk eggs. But the website also says the egg whisk is versatile and can be used also for mixing coffee drinks, cocktails, cream, batter, butter, bread, and more, so they say. It's made of food-grade stainless steel, so it's made to last a long time, and stainless steel usually is really easy to clean. So just by the feel of it, it does feel like a sturdy, durable product. It's got a nice smooth feel to it, nice solid feel to it. So it looks nice and feels nice. But the real question is, how does this thing work? According to their website, you're supposed to put the whisk in a bowl with your eggs, your batter, your drinks, whatever you're using it for. You put it in there and you push the handle up and down, which causes the wires on the whisk to rotate. Okay. It's a little bit awkward to push, but I think that's just because there's nothing in the bowl. Ah, there it goes. Looks like the further down you push it, the faster the whisk part turns. It's actually really easy to push. I was pushing too hard at first, so it was hitting the bottom of the bowl. You don't have to push down hard at all. Just push a little bit and it thrusts forward and the whisk part spins around. So yeah, that looks like it's gonna do what it's supposed to do so far. It's got a good little thrust to it though. Feels like it's got some good power for a manual whisk. Let's see what it actually does when we're making a recipe, though. I'm just going to make one of my 2-minute mug cakes, just something small and quick. So for the mug cake, you'll need a 12-ounce mug or bigger, preferably probably a little bit bigger because the batter does bubble up when you cook. Combine 2 tablespoons or 14 grams of coconut flour, 5 grams or 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and an 1/8 teaspoon of salt into a 12-ounce mug or bigger. Then we're going to use the whisk, and we're going to use this just like we normally would a hand whisk or a sifter to kind of break up any lumps that might be in the dry ingredients. So let's push this down a couple times. Oh, yeah, that works nicely. Just had to push it a couple times and boom, no lumps. Unlike when I've made my mug cakes before, I've used either a fork or a mini whisk. And you have to stir it several times before it actually combines and the lumps are all broke up. But this, I just had to thrust about 3 times and boom, done. That's cool. So let's get this batter a little bit thicker and see how it does. Add 1 large room temperature egg, 30 milliliters or around 2 tablespoons of the oil of your choice, 40 grams or around 2 tablespoons of the keto maple syrup of your choice. I'm using Chalk Zero's maple syrup. You can use my recipe for maple syrup or buy any other keto syrup of your choice. Add 1 tablespoon or 15 milliliters of the milk of your choice and a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we're going to use the whisk again, and we're going to whisk everything together until it is smooth. Push that down. It's working nicely. It has, like I said, it has a good, nice thrust to it for it being a manual. It has a decent amount of power when you push that down all the way. The key is don't try to hold it too tight, because when I was first using it, the first couple times I was pushing on it, I was thinking I was going to have to push down a little bit harder and put a little bit more force to it, but it does not take hardly any force at all to push it down. It's very lightweight, very easy to push down. So you use it just like you would an electric hand mixer. You know, when you're using an electric hand mixer, you turn the bowl while you're using the hand mixer. Same thing with this. While you're thrusting a little bit, you just turn the mug around a little bit so everything gets fully combined. This definitely makes it quicker to mix the mug cake batter rather than normally when I use a fork or the mini whisk. I have to stir it a fairly good amount because coconut flour is thicker and takes a while to make sure it's really combined well, but this just had to thrust it a few times and it's nice and creamy. Once you have the batter combined, place your mug on a paper plate. This does bubble up a lot when it cooks, so I suggest you put your mug on a paper plate or a plate of some kind. That way you can avoid any mess if it does bubble over your mug. Microwave on high for 2 minutes or until a tester comes out clean. Every microwave is different, so check it at about 1.5 minutes. And if it still seems like it's not done all the way and a tester doesn't come out clean, then put it in for another 30 minutes. It should not take any more than 2 minutes. Once it's done cooking, let it sit for about 2 minutes. And if you want to, you could top it with some whipped cream or some frosting, or you can grate some of Funky Fat Foods chocolate bars over the top of it. That would taste good too. I'm just using the Chalk Zero's chocolate syrup and just spreading a tiny bit over the top and putting some sprinkles on top so it looks kind of pretty. So set that cake aside for a minute. I also tried this whisking together a flax egg and a small batch of pancakes. It worked really well with the flax egg, just had to thrust it a couple times and it was done mixing. It worked with the pancake batter, but I don't think it would work with a large amount of batter or with anything that's thicker than just batter. The whisk doesn't have a very wide span. The wires are shorter and smaller on it. So I think if you had a large amount of batter, it would take longer to mix it than it would with just using the Danish dough whisk that I use. Also, the whisk has these little small holes, which is great if you're wanting to get drinks or eggs or something like that and you're wanting it to be creamy. But it would definitely be a problem for anything thick. The website says it can be used for butter and for bread. I don't see that working well because I see it probably getting plugged inside the holes. So I wouldn't advise using it for large amounts of batter or for anything super thick. So the bottom line is this does seem like a good sturdy product, especially considering it's only a manual product. It does have a good thrust motion. It's easy to push down. It doesn't put any strain on my messed up shoulders. It's very easy to use. It was very easy to clean, which is a big plus for me in any kitchen gadget that I use. It was very easy to clean. The website says it's dishwasher safe, but I just wiped it off with hot water and soap and everything cleaned right off very easily. So it was very helpful with small, lightweight recipes. It did make it quicker than just using a fork or a mini whisk. When it came to those smaller recipes, you just had to thrust a couple times and it was mixed together, so that was nice. So all in all, good product for small, lightweight recipes. Remember, the link to the product and the Newness store will be in the description, so make sure you use that link to get 20% off your purchase. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for lots of easy, low-carb keto recipes, and keep cooking!